Group 1, and my name is Suki, and today we are going to do the video presentation. And I'm going to introduce AMA1501, which the question is the analysis of an investment company of the payout ratio. And I'm going to do Q1A, which is calculate the mean and the SD of the payout ratio. And in order to calculate the mean and the SD, first of all, we have to contrast a frequency distribution table, and we have to calculate the class mark, which is, take the first one as an example, we have to add the 0 and 0.05 and then divide it in order to get the class mark. And also we have to calculate the total amount of frequency, which is add all the frequency together, and the sum will be 100. And also we have to calculate fx, which is the class mark times the frequency. And after that we have to add all the fx together. So the mean will be fx, which is 28.43 divided 100, and the answer will be 0.2843. And after that we have to calculate the SD, and first of all we have to calculate fx squared first, which will be the class mark square times the frequency. So after calculate all the fx, we need to add them all together. So the answer will be this, and we have to minus the class mark. We have to calculate. We have to square the answer of fx and then divide 100. And after calculating it, you have to divide it to 99 and then take root of it, and the answer will be 0.1787.
And then I'm going to introduce the problem C in the question 1 mark 3. And the problem asks us to estimate the range of payout ratio for the middle 80% of the stocks. And to estimate the range, we need to know the lowest value and highest value for the range. For the lowest value, we need to calculate the payout ratio that exceeds 10% of the stocks, which is P10, and P stands to percentile. And for the highest value, it is the payout ratio that is only less than 10% of the stocks, and this is P90. So we need to calculate P10 and P90 right now. To calculate it, we first need to construct a cumulative frequency distribution table. So you can see from here, the payout ratio is listed here as the classes, and the frequency is listed here. It's the same as the last question. But for calculating the cumulative frequency, we need to add up all the frequencies before one classes. For example, to calculate 34, we need to add up all the frequencies before these classes and in these classes, which is 5 plus 10 plus 19 will equals to 34. And after constructing the cumulative frequency table, we can find the P10. It falls into the classes of the second one, which is 0.05 to 0.1. And here we need to use the formula to calculate P10, which is L1 plus 10 minus C divided by F10 times L2 minus L1. And for this, L1 stands for the lower boundary of this class, L2 will be the upper boundary of this class, and C is the cumulative frequency just before this class, which is 5 for P10, and for P90 it will be 80. So here, after we get all the data here, we can calculate P10, that is 0.05, which is L1 here, and plus 10 minus 5 divided by 10 and times 0.1, which is L2 here, minus 0.05, and the final result will be 0.075. And for P90, we can calculate by the same way. It's instead of we will substitute 90 substitute 10 by 90 because it is P90. And here we can get the result by calculating 0.4, which is the lower boundary of this class, and plus 90 minus 80 divided by 12 times 0.6, which is the upper boundary of this class, minus 0.4, and the final result will be 0.567, and the final range will be 0.075 to 0.567, and this will be the final answer of question C.
In the following, we are going to talk about mod exam paper for question 1A. So first, we need to calculate the mean and standard deviation of the monthly income. First, we need to add a new column which is called class mark, and let's X be the class mark, and the class mark of the first class interval is 7499.5, and the second is 12499.5, and the third is 17499.5, and the fourth is 24999.5, the fifth is 34999.5, and sixth is 49999.5, and the seventh is 6999.5. And also we need to add a new column which is called fx, which is the number of families. We use f to represent the numbers of families. Fx is f times x, and the sum of the fx is 3844,930, and the mean which can be calculated by sum of fx over sum of f, which is the total numbers of families, which is the 140, and the mean sub the number of in the formula, we can find that the mean is 3844,930 over 140, and the answer is 27,463.79 And the standard deviation, we can find the standard deviation by formula which is square root sum of fx squared minus sum of fx squared over sum of f over sum of f minus 1. And in this time we need to add a new column which is called fx squared. And the sum of fx squared is 14247120034. Then we need to sub all the number required in the formula, and we can find that the standard deviation is $16,361.98.
Paper 4 Q1B. We are going to calculate from the frequency distribution table the maximum value of the lowest 25% of the monthly family income. So first we need to find out which class does the first 25% of the monthly family income located in. We need to use the frequency of the table and times 0.25. Then we can get 35 this number, and we can find out that the first quartile is located in the third class. Then we can use this formula. L1 times n, L1 plus n over 4 minus c over fn, and times L2 minus L1. So L1 is the lower class boundary of the third class, and n is the total frequency, and c is the cumulative frequency before the third class, and Fm is the frequency of the third class, and L2 is the upper class boundary of the third class. Then we can substitute the number in the formula, and we can get 14999.5 plus 140 over 4 and minus 28 over 38 times 19999.5 minus 14999.5. And we can get the final answer is $159 to $0.55.
In order to find out which district have a larger variation in monthly family income, we better use the coefficient of variation to help us. The coefficient of variation represents the ratio of the standard deviation to the mean. And this is a useful statistic for comparing the degree of variation from one data series to another, even if the means are drastically different from one another. So look at question 5. Even if two districts have different mean and standard deviation, we can still figure out the answer through the coefficient of variation. First of all, let the district mentioned in 1A be district A. Let the district mentioned in 1D be district B, for the sake of more easily to understand. So according to 1A, the standard deviation and the mean are 16361.98 and 27463.79. And according to the coefficient of variation, and the formula is standard deviation over mean times 100%. And so the district B, the standard deviation and the mean are 20,000 and 40,000. And after our calculation, and the CV of district A is 59.59%, 58%, and the CV of district B is 50%. And since the coefficient of variation of district A is larger than district B, district A has a larger variation in monthly family income.